Good morning, good afternoon. Watu wa Koda demonstration mulienda, watu wa government mulienda kazi. Now, allow me to speak some truth here. One thing I'm sure is that Kenya Kwanza and Azimio, both of them are not sincere with us. Let me explain this. There's a documentary coming soon, around 2 to 3 weeks. This documentary will be tackling on an issue regarding corruption. The country we are in, Kenya, borrowed twice to fund one road. This road is very important. The road connects Kenya to Ethiopia through Moyale. And I understand this road was to be completed early this Jan, but it's not yet done. The fact is that we borrowed money from African Development Bank to finance this road. Later, Kenya government went locally and borrowed to finance the same road, where we are financing one road with 2 loans. And one thing you're not sincere is that we go to our budget, you realize that there are so many illegalities and so many mistakes, and you can tell something is not okay here. But why is it that Kenya Kwanza is not ready to handle the issue of debt auditing? It's because when we go to debt auditing, I'm 100% sure, I don't know anyone who is innocent here, be it Ruto, be it Gachagua, be it some of their friends, and be it Raila and Uhuru Kenyatta. When you go to handle an issue of debt auditing, I'm 100% sure that Uhuru Kenyatta will be in jail. The current debt in Kenya has been benefiting a few people. It has been benefiting a few connected guys. And this is where we are going wrong. When we go to demonstrate, because Raila called for demonstrations, we are not controlling the dialogue. Raila is controlling the dialogue. When we go to demonstrate, we are not pushing for debt auditing. We are going to push for tufugue saba. The cost of living is high, but you're not having the solution. How do we lower the cost of living? The cost of living is not high because Kenya Kwanza government is in power. They are somehow responsible, partially, but the cost of living can be attributed to many mistakes we have made as a country for the last 20 years. It's not about the 9 months. It doesn't make sense at all. We understand that Uhuru government did a lot of borrowing illegally. And if we are now talking about the cost of living, we must tackle the issue of debt. Any debt that is odious or was borrowed illegally, are we to pay this? If we borrowed illegally, why did we borrow illegally? It's because of corruption and reckless behavior and some people wanting to benefit from this. We understand that some of local banks, at least 2 banks, that is Equity and KCB, I think I can mention them. I think I don't have a problem with them because it was in the public platform. Their credit rating was downgraded and they are no more called safe banks. Why? Because they invested a lot in treasury bonds, and currently we are in a situation where we are going to where Sri Lanka is and where Ghana is. So if we don't handle and if we don't agree we did a mistake as a country, how do we handle this? Do we forgive these people who did this mistake? How do we prevent this? I'm 100% sure that Kenya will sink to a situation where Ghana is, where Sri Lanka is, and where Greece was a few years ago. This is the reality. We need to know that we need to tackle things into our heart as Wajiko. And Wajiko, we are not innocent, by the way. We voted for the wrong leaders. And the wrong leaders never voted for them. The reason that we are in the street right now after voting is because we are not being sincere to ourselves. Our leaders are our reflections of who we are. That's why you see that wakati tumeona lori imeanguka ya uga, tunakimbia kuiba. We are all thieves. It's only that tumekosa opportunity ya kuiba. So, I've said this. Azimio are not sincere. And with this documentary, you understand they are not sincere. You understand that some of this debt was taken during Uhuru Kenyatta tenure. Is among the problem we are having. We had 200 billion euro bond, never came to Kenya. And actually, I remember very well that during Uhuru Kenyatta government and Raila, I think as a handshake brother, the law was changed regarding Kenya debt ceiling and some ways of whether the money that has been borrowed internationally will come to Kenya. And this is why we see that some of the money from the Euro bond never got to Kenya. They were to get into consolidated fund. So that now if they want to pay something internationally, then we pay. But the money never came to Kenya. What is this now? What are you telling Wajiko? Why is it Azimio not raising these issues? Kufungua sava haitatusaidia. Kwenda demonstration haitatusaidia. But I also feel like the Kenyan government need to question, and we need to look at the police, the way they are working. I feel police too are also behaving undiplomatically. They are not behaving like disciplined forces. You can't go causing mayhem as a police officer. You can't go shooting people recklessly. You can't go beating people who are peaceful. I have videos of people demonstrating peacefully and they have been beaten. On the other hand, we have people pretending to be demonstrators and thieves, and Azimio need to take this accountable. They need to tell their demonstrators, we need to protect property. And I said another day that if Raila cares about public safety and peace, he should tell his demonstrators, if you see someone destroying property, if you see people throwing stones to police, can you beat that person to death? Because we will have peaceable demonstration like we see in South Africa. Why? Because Malema calls and controls his crowd. In Kenya, we can't. We have been having the same trend. A few years ago, we had Raila Uhuru. A few years ago back, we had Raila versus Kibaki. The same situation. We are not going anywhere. We are just repeating ourselves. This is a problem we are having as a Kenyan, as a country. We need to handle and be truthful to what is happening. We need to discuss and ask ourselves, why did we borrow twice to service one road? And we cannot even accountable to where that money was borrowed, whether it went to finance this road. Wait for the documentary. There's a reason why Azimio are causing chaos, because they don't want the truth to be known. There's a reason why Kenya Kwanza is not winning Wajiko, because they're not ready to tell us this is what happened during Kibaki government, this is what happened during Uhuru Kenyatta government, and this is what is happening to us, and we need to change, and we have done something wrong to us, to everyone, and let's correct our mistake. No, everyone, both Azimio and Kenya Kwanza are not ready to own up for their mistakes, and it's why we'll go to demonstrate, and nothing will be yielded in these demonstrations. We will still be in the same situation. To the next video.